Hi, my lovely friends, it's Marta here. Today I'm coming to you with a fun technique to try for everyone. If you have those cheap and expensive glitter glue and they've been lying in your drawer for months and you don't know what to do with them, here is my idea. I'm going to be starting from creating a colorful background, and I want to go with the smooshing technique. As you can see, I spray my glass mat slightly with water, and this way the card stays flat. It's kind of adhere itself to the glass mat, and this prevent it from warping. I recommend you to try that. And as you can see here, I am adding the color, I am spraying a little bit, and it still stays attached to my glass mat. Here I am adding a little bit of the violet color. This is a mild lavender, just teeny tiny bit, but it's hardly visible. And I'm also adding the second layer with these leftovers. I don't want any ink to go to the waste, and thanks to that I am achieving this interesting splatter look. What I need to do, I need to make sure that the paper will be dry completely. There will be no moisture on the cardstock, and now I am sprinkling it with the rich layer of the baby powder. I'm doing that to make sure there is no static on the paper and everything is super dry, so no embossing powder will adhere in a place I don't want it. Here there are those cheap glues which I had for I don't even know how many years, and they've been lying. I've gave one or two to my son, but he is too little. And then I had a glitter stick literally everywhere around his desk. I'm still cleaning it, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna use it for the rest. Here I'm start sketching some roses with leaves, and this is nothing difficult. Anyone can do that, and it doesn't have to be flowers. You can put some lines, you can create some shapes, some dots like a triangles or circles, leafy design, whatever is in your mind. Or it could be for a winter time as well. You can create a couple of the snowflakes, and that will be looking great. As you can see here, I have this like a hot pink color glitter glue, but it's not gonna be visible at all. All I'm really needing is to use the adhesive to help me attach my embossing powder. And I know it doesn't look super pretty, but this is one of those cards when you have to believe in the process. And as you can see, I'm not doing any fancy drawing here. It doesn't really require any skill, but you just want to add some sort of the adhesive on the paper and then sprinkle it very well with the embossing powder. I've chosen the gold because I think the metallic are looking really nice, and this will bring the elegance to my card. And once I've made sure, I had a couple of the places where I could still see the pink glitter coming through, so I redo my powder back again to make sure I have this nice coverage, and then I will be heat setting the glue. You could try to do a similar thing with the regular like a liquid PV glue. However, the glitter glue, because it's been mixed with the glitter, it's a little bit more stiff in consistency, and that will give you a lot more raised edges than the regular glue. If so, I would recommend to do that. One more thing I want to recommend you, my friends, if you're gonna be doing that, make sure you are in a well ventilated space. Keep your window open or something, because once you're gonna be heat setting those glue, you don't want to inhalate all the stuff. So it's better to keep your window open or whatever. Like if you could be in a ventilated area, please do so. I am heat setting this powder, and it takes a little bit longer. A couple spaces you could see they got a little bit brown because I was holding my heat gun too close. However, it takes a little bit longer because there's lots of the moisture. The glue itself, it's kind of cold, like if you squeeze it out straight from the bottle, so it takes a minute to heat it up enough so it will melt together with the powder. But once it starts melting, you can go try a little bit heat from the back, and that will soon melt all the way down on all of the flowers. And as I've mentioned, it doesn't have to be flowers. Whatever your imagination takes you, this is such a fun project, and it's good to do with the kids. They could scribble some fun shapes as well, and then you can sprinkle it with the embossing powder. But make sure it's you, the one who is heat setting the powder, because the page could get quite hot because you've been heating it for a little bit time. And once I'm happy with all my elements to be heat set, then I will trim the card. I've purposely took a slightly bigger piece of the paper because I want to have this nice continuous pattern, and it's much easier to chop it later on than trying to fit all those like half flowers to the sides. And as you can see, I'm chopping it on both edges. This way I have this nice continuation. It looks like a part of the bigger design paper, but it's been very dimensional. What I love in this project is that it really has that lovely dimension. I've decided to create the sentiment, and for that I'm using this texture floral script stamp set. And there is another piece of the of this sentiment says let's I'm using the word celebrate, and I should actually stamp them both and put it let's celebrate on this card, but I forgot. I've just stamped the celebrate, but I'm just letting you know that if you're curious, there is this part of the word saying let's in this stamp set as well. And here I've got those two strips which I was cutting off from the card. I've decided to keep them. I will later on use them to dress up the inside portion of my card, but firstly I'm just gonna finish off with this sentiment. I'm heat setting it same way. I've got a little bit crumble here in the letter, which I've took it out. And now I will heat set my powder just so I could have this nice sentiment. And I like those sentiments because they are so much easy to use, and all you have to do, you don't really need any special die to cut them out because of the rectangular frame. It's very easy to trim them out. Here you can see I've got this card and a sentiment, and I will adhere them both to my card base using double-sided foam tape. And this is the great solution. Oh, one more thing I wanted to tell you. You can see I've got this guillotine here. If you press your sentiment to the edge of this plastic holder, this way you will have the same consistent border on both sides, whatever you're trimming. If you would like to have that white border all around, just keep your sentiment up to the plastic line, and that way it will give you that 1mm border on both way. What I'm doing here, I'm placing my front panel with a lot of the foam tape, and this is a great tip if your paper's got a little bit wonky. If you will keep it all either with the foam tape or regular double-sided tape, just put a nice representation of the adhesive through the back, and once you're gonna be pressing it all down to the card, it will smooth it out. Here I am adding the sentiment, and my card is almost ready. I'm just gonna finish it off with couple of the pearls. If you're watching until this point, please say hi in a comment. Let me know if this is something you tried before or you would like to try, and please of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. That will really help me out to grow my channel and keep it going. I'm gonna have my live classes tomorrow because I will post this video on a Friday, so tomorrow I will have the live classes. If anyone is fancy to joining me for crafting together, have a chit chat and create something nice, I would love if you could join me here as well. Lastly, I am finishing off my card on the inside, adhering those two strips. This will give you this nice like a framing for the message part on the card, and the card is complete. Thank you so very much to all my friends who's been watching. I will show you a close-up look how these flowers beautifully turn out on the paper. Thank you once again, and I am wishing you all a fabulous weekend. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.